All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Art Bros are back, and keeping in the portrait theme. Yeah, we're doing gang signs.
I'm doing the b-boy stance right now. Just
Yeah, Art Bros.
imagine a kindergartner because I have the body structure
You do,
of a young
actually.
pubescent boy.
And the face of a 30-year-old man.
30, yeah. I'm doing the b-boy stance.
Yes.
And I got a gun.
We should paint a portrait of
I
you.
got a gun. Yeah.
Yes, we should.
Yeah.
Guys, this is the Art Bros. I'm Mike. Next to me is Patrick.
Hi.
And we have Fancy Dave with us too,
Yo.
as always. And today we're talking about Portrait of Madam X, or just known as Madam X.
Madam.
This is one of John Singer Sargent's most well-known pieces, if not his most well-known piece. And
It's a very good one.
Yeah,
Very
Singer
good.
Sargent is an amazing portrait artist. If this is the first time you're hearing about him in your art major, what the hell are you doing? You gotta Google him. Just stop the episode and Google him for a second. No, actually, keep listening.
Rethink your life.
Yeah,
Rethink.
rethink your life, Dan.
Find a mirror and punch it
Yeah.
to the point where your fist is bleeding, and then the shards look at you, look at yourself, and ask, "Who am I?" Okay,
And then paint it.
and then then do a b-boy stance.
So, guys, Patrick, you're getting off topic.
Sorry.
They're talking about Portrait of Madam X, the year 1884. Now imagine you are John Singer Sargent. You are a successful painter.
Yeah.
You're very good at what you do. You were born in Tuscany.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do.
As you,
And
casually.
you're trained in Paris. You know, you learned about all these different movements. He was there for the Impressionist movement.
You were
whatnot.
reading, yeah. You were reading as quite the cocky guy, right?
He was cocky. Yeah, he
dude.
was like, I know what I'm doing. He was literally like he when he met this lady, Madam X, or Madam Gautreau, I think her name, like
Gautreau.
Gautreau. When he met her, he thought she was so beautiful that he wrote to her husband and was like, hey, you know, I'm really good at what I do. This is actually what he said. I'm really good at what I do. She needs to be painted, and I'm just the man to do it.
Now Mike is filtering it a little bit.
I am.
It said, "Hey, what up? Nice ass. Let me
Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you.
Let's
girl.
talk.
Let me
Let's
holler
talk.
at you. Hey, babe. So
Yeah.
a little well-known fact about this painting is that when it was first showed, the straps that you see on Madam X's shoulders were actually one on the right was a little to the side, and it caused such a controversy that this man
Oh,
actually
scandalous.
repainted it. He took that whole, he put it like right where it belongs.
Mhm.
Yeah. So just want to give you a little history about this thing. Apparently, Madam X was a bitch.
Oh yeah.
Like she was extremely hard to work with. I don't know if you read about this too, Fancy Dave.
Well, look at that pose. I was like, ugh.
It's like,
Whatever.
I don't want to be here.
Oh yeah. So
She looks like
posh.
that girl at that
She was
ball.
a socialite.
Yeah, she was a huge socialite. She was extremely restless. She looks like the girl at the bar that's like any guy comes to try to talk to her. She's just like she literally just does that the whole time. Like it's like she just does not look in the face. She's looking towards the bathroom for her friends to come back. That's what it looks like. She's the mother hen, and she's waiting for her friends to come back
Mm.
from the bathroom. So she was a bitch, very restless, and Singer Sargent actually had to compromise and work around her schedule. And he wanted to get this thing done so bad that he did it. He did it. I don't know. Like a lot of artists around this time thought she was beautiful. He's not.
Oh,
the
was she
only-
a common?
He's not
Was
the
she-
only person to paint her.
Ah.
In fact, she doesn't even like this version. She
What the
likes
hell?
she likes a version painted by a different artist. Isn't that crazy?
Do you know if that in the other version she's more lively, more
She
colory?
is. It's actually 20 years later, and
20 years
she's
later.
years older.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, and she's it's a lot more colorful, but it is also still to the side, and yeah, she's a lot more colorful in it. She's wearing a white dress in it.
She
Yeah.
is forever waiting for her friends to come out of that
They
bathroom.
never came.
Always looking.
She's always looking to the side.
Mhm,
So
always.
it's her, Eddie Murphy, raising up his eyebrow at the
Yeah,
for the poster.
Yeah. What does her the other side look like? I bet the other side is just
It's
completely.
Two-Face. It's Two-Face.
Oh, I was gonna say completely unshaven. It's like it's just all
Just the beard.
hair. Yeah.
She
Yeah.
is Two-Face actually.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
So okay, so that's a little bit of history on this thing. I just reading about it and reading how like difficult it was for him to paint, and on top of that, he spent years trying to make it. And when he finally got it in we put it in a show, and he was like, hey guys, I've been working on this one for years. This is the painting that I'm really proud of. People hated it. people hated it. They hated it because they thought it was too scandalous. They thought it was pornography. They were like, "Oh, her shoulder's off to the side. Like her strap is off her shoulder to the side." That's like, what are you doing? You know, why are you painting her like that? She's a socialite. She's a lady. You know?
Every guy who saw that painting,
They were
the
like,
first
"Boy,
spank bank, spank bank.
Yes,
please.
the iCloud leak all over
the
again.
fappening and all that. This is it.
This is it.
This is what went down.
And ironically, she got painted again in a more scandalous form, and that painting got well received.
This was the one that was 20 years later.
I don't know how long ago it was. There was 3 portraits of her. Another portrait was more scandalous than this one. She was like it was a lot more revealing.
Well, she doesn't mind being scandalous.
I guess not.
So it's mainly the society that really took like a bad turn for it.
Right.
Yeah.
And, okay, so Patrick, I know you want to talk about
Oh.
how it looks.
Oh man, you know me well.
But how do you like?
Let's talk about color.
Sex.
Oh,
Alright,
yeah.
color.
No, yeah. Okay. The thing that I like about this is I must have said this on a previous art bros and all that, but the first thing that I really like to pay attention when I see really aesthetically skillfully done paintings like this is the color palette they use, because just look at her white skin. Holy shit!
This is
that is
America's first zombie.
Oh man, I'm saying
Vampire, actually.
when I was looking at this with Mike, I was just saying she looks dead. She looks just straight up dead.
Deathly Pallor.
Yeah.
So they liked him back then.
But then just look at that, that type of green or that greenish brown going on in the background, where it seems like the environment for her it fades into the background, and her figure just comes forth through like how white she is and how black her outfit is, but there are such nicely fleshed tones on it. The tip of her nose, the color of her ears. It's just like those soft, subtle touches of those muted reds and all that.
That's the main thing. It's very muted, but somehow he's managed to make it all stick out.
It's that contrast,
Yeah.
I know I just said in the previous art bros, but the use of like the brushstrokes on the dress, like just look at that dress. That dress is mostly black, and that's probably just a few smartfully done brushstrokes to get that texture in.
Do you want to hear something that I read about this?
What?
This is actually not when he was first painting this, it was a lot more detailed. A lot more detailed.
Was Sargent usually a detailed painter?
He was a huge, extremely detailed painter. Yeah, flesh tones were his thing. And ironically, like this is one that doesn't have too many flesh tones, but it has just enough to still seem alive.
Mm-hmm.
Like the pinks in her ears.
Look at that hand. The
fingertips.
hand on the table
The hand, like the contours of the fingers.
You can feel the grip.
You can. It's so well done, and it's just you're right.
There's a tense. She's gripping her dress. She's gripping the edge of the table.
I honestly, it looks like she doesn't want to be there, and that's exactly how she was doing this as a favor for Singer Sargent.
She didn't get paid?
She didn't get paid. She was doing it as a favor. That's why they had to work on her schedule and whatnot. And he wanted to get it done so bad. You can tell, bitch don't want to do this.
Bitch. Hell yeah.
If the technology existed, she'd have a cell phone in her hand.
Oh yeah.
Actually she would. Yeah. Actually, someone should repaint that.
She's wondering what the other side of her face looks like.
She's texting her friend while she's talking to her other friend. While she's having a conversation on the phone.
Telepathically, though. This is what she's doing.
She's a vampire. So.
Now, really quickly, can we talk about the inspirations that came from this? Like Mega Man X came from this. Mega Man X came from Madam X. Professor X.
Malcolm X.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Madam X started all that.
Yeah.
This is the last episode of our recording.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. So Fancy Dave, what do you think of Madam X? Tell us in your.
I don't know. I just still find the fact funny that this was considered so scandalous back in its heyday. I don't know. Now looking at it now, it looks very prudish.
Oh shit! Wow.
I don't know.
Shout out to Anaconda.
Yep.
Shout out to Nicki Minaj. Art Bros brought to you by Anaconda.
Patrick, get your last say on this thing.
Oh man, well, it's just I haven't really looked at this painting too much, but the more I look at it, the more I discover about her character, and that's what I really enjoy about it. But man, I just love the anatomical structure of it, like the hand, how she's gripping the table, and how it's kind of cascading into the background.
Look at the weight
There's,
distribution too. It's so accurate.
And you want to know what's neat? There's no like direct sense of light. You know, it's all. It seems to be an all over, and you know, it kind of feels like the shadows are broken down into layers because you look at the bottom, get that hard black. You work your way up, and you look at her hand on the table. It's slightly in the background.
It seems like the light's coming from her,
Mhm.
and she's dead.
Well, yeah, it's so easy to feel like the light's coming from her because she's so white.
This reminds me of Ophelia, actually.
Oh yeah.
Malay.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
we covered that one earlier, and it's got that same feeling, except she looks like she doesn't want to be here,
I know,
and Ophelia just looked dead. So,
all right, David, what's your feel?
It's my feel.
What's your feel?
You know, man.
Dude, I know, man.
You
Tell
know,
me about
I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
now,
It's all right. It's all right.
for me, when I saw this in person over at the American Wing in the Met, it is the painting, other than the giant George Washington painting that we also have covered on the show. This painting struck out to me so much that when Fancy Dave said, "What should we do?" something in me was just like, do you remember that striking painting from that gallery? That one. And I even remember the name, Madame X. That name stayed with me because this painting stood out so much. And it is in that gallery, it was the least detailed. It was the least.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You have these beautiful portraits of American battles and different sergeants and other portraits of like these wealthy socialites. And this is the one that stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
The simple, just flesh tones are just they're so alive, but they're so dead.
Oh wait, was that the same day we saw Washington crossing the Delaware?
Yes, that same day. Yeah, this is the painting that stayed with me from that one little gallery over there.
I do gotta say, if you're into like this type of painting, gotta check out Robert Henry. That's another dude that if you like this type of stuff, you'll like that stuff.
Yeah. So Singer Sargent, American painter, did a lot for American painting, and this is one of the paintings that will forever be ingrained with his name.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, thank you for listening to the Art Bros. Subscribe to us. We're here on YouTube. And we have a Facebook page. Please like us, leave us comments, talk to us, give us pieces to do.
Fan art. Leave us fan art.
Just tell us how you're doing,
tell us about your day.
Dick pics.
Send us portraits.
Tit pics. Hashtag tit pics for Art Bros. Let's get that going.
Yes.
Let's get that going.
All right. So from Mike, Patrick, and Fancy Dave, don't send us tit pics.
Well, send me.
We'll see you next
one.
time on the Art Bros. Peace out.
Peace.
Later.